I agree with you, but the sad thing is that more than 50% of the problem is not having a good contract enforcement.
What does it cost emotionally for you when you hold on to a belief which others doubt?
There has been sometimes my family didn't support.
Leadership roles have evolved through the three pillars, as I say: authority, power, and mentorship.
People think that the companies, they have well-defined power structures. Like for each designation, this is your power. So it is a misnomer.
Leadership is about empowering your team. My first manager taught me, unless you can prove to me that you can supersede me, I cannot prove my boss that I can supersede. Was there a moment where you felt that taking a pause was more impactful than a push?
Taken a pause many times in my life. When I quit my last job as chief financial officer, I was like, I have done work for such large companies and I've become chief financial officer of a company which is owned by $400 billion private equity fund. And then do I want to continue the corporate journey?
Beyond the numbers and milestones lies a quieter truth. One built on choices we never trade and values that outlast the applause.
Look for the silver lining whenever a cloud appears in the blue.
Hello and welcome to Between Us. Make every conversation count. Today, I am in conversation with Mr. Tushar Kansal. He has been a startup entrepreneur. He has been a super sharp finance professional. He is a great servant leader. But we are not going to talk about numbers. We are not going to talk about venture capital. We are not going to talk about valuation. We are going to take you behind the journey of the person who Mr. Tushar Kansal is, who every leader out there is. We are going to talk about calmness, stillness. We're going to talk about what it takes to make the decision, what goes on when we make those decisions. We're going to talk about things that make us a better human being and a better leader. So, without much deliberation, Tusharji, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Santosh. Thank you so much.
Tusharji, we will begin with our first segment, What Matters. And generally, what matters is about what truly matters for you in life. And in your case, which goes beyond valuations. So I'd like to begin with this node in terms of what relationships or moments in your life you feel like the real compounding assets for you.
Thank you, Santosh. Well, I feel that we are all living, one day at a time.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't realize that many times we do something out of pure calculation.
Mm-hmm.
But it has ripple effects on people. And end of the day, the relationship will be with those very people will survive. But probably the numbers will go away.
Right.
So what I feel is that, especially in case of things like valuation, naturally when there are two parties and both are wanting the best deal for themselves, then, it has to be a win-win. Otherwise, one party will feel they lost out. And then there is a sense of winning that, euphoria that we won. And generally that, is not around a certain number, but it is more around a perception of that number.
Okay.
So that's where the advisor, the consultant, the investment banker, the venture capitalist, their role comes in. For example, मैंने एक बार पूरा एक पढ़ा कि भविष अग्रवाल ओला वाले उनका नेगोशिएशन चल रहा था एक फंड के साथ. तो $400 million की वैल्यूएशन बोली and the other guy said $100 million. And then typically like, okay, let us settle at 300. So it's not like कि बड़े numbers के अंदर win-win नहीं होता, वहां पे भी win-win होता है. End of the day, our role would be, this person was very helpful. This person was, he left a lot on the table for the other person also. He took care of all the parties. So that perception goes around and it comes back. So ऐसा नहीं होता कि आज आपने सोचा कि मैं किसी को बहुत ज्यादा निकाल लूं उसमें से. So that will come back to haunt you in the future. So one has to see it more in people terms rather than number terms.
Okay. Before I, rewind the clock back, let me ask you a question. Share that one turning point in your life where which was driven by not logic but with a whisper.
I would say this was when I was working for the Russian company,
okay,
MTS. So the Russians, their approach was very European. In the sense कि मेरे को कोई office आने का pressure नहीं था. I could have worked from house also, and main thing was the work should get done. And I was good in my work. So, while I was doing a lot of good things for them, but this guy, my boss, he used to tell me, Tushar, why do you come every day to office? He himself came very less. It was ultimately, he was good in his work.
Correct.
So he told me, focus on health, focus on travel. You are doing good work, and look at the larger things. And then I realized that I am counting life in terms of, how I rose in the corporate hierarchy, मुझे क्या designation मिला, मैंने कितना घंटे office में बैठा. And those things are so frivolous because it can be that you can be working hard 10 years at a time. Involving yourself in office politics, involving yourself in designations, your power equation. But end of the day, even after 10 years, a point might come jab you are sitting, you have left that job, and then you are thinking, did I do right by not balancing my life? Not focusing on other things. Health, relationships, spirituality, devoting time to some religious pursuits. So, that was the time when I really looked back, and actually वो time जो था ना संतोष, उस time पे work from home चलता नहीं था. So for me, the Russians telling me all the time that focus, have a more balanced life, it actually set me thinking that there are larger things which I should do rather than just focus on the rat race, the 9 to 5.
The work you do, it involves decision making. It involves data points. How often have you ignored data and believed your intuition?
I am quite a logical person by nature. So I always look at logic more. So it is hard to ignore data. But the thing is that every situation has an inherent piece to it. If you are disturbing that piece, that also has wrong effects. For example, data is telling me that I should be shutting down a team and retrenching people. But, my office culture is telling me that instead of retrenching those people, I should be probably putting them in some other department, probably retraining them, making them more usable for other things. And even if I'm retrenching, I should try and help find a job for them. So, that is something which initial years of your life, it doesn't look logical. But later years of your life, it becomes logical.
Okay.
And initially it looks counterintuitive, but later on it looks like, this is the right thing to do.
Was there a moment, Tusharji, where you felt that taking a pause was more impactful than a push?
Yes, I've taken a pause many times in my life. When I quit my last job as chief financial officer of distribution logistics, I was like, I have done work for such large companies, and I've become chief financial officer of a company which is owned by $400 billion private equity fund, and then do I want to continue the corporate journey? Or if I don't want to continue a corporate journey, then what to do and why to do? So that why set me on a path where I took a sabbatical.
Okay.
And that is when I met people. I went back to a lot of my old contacts, my college contacts, my previous jobs, Deloitte contacts. I met them. And then I thought, okay, I should do something of my own. And since, all those 40 years of my life, I had done finance only. So it was like, I might do something else, but something which I have been doing for 20 years, I should rather do that. So that decision came after almost 8 to 9 months of meeting people, talking to them, and forming a decision.
Has your idea of success changed over the past decade?
Oh yes. Now I don't think in terms of becoming a billionaire and probably owning mansions in Dubai. And I think more in terms, no, my good kids should turn out to be contented and happy and people, and they should, have a, they should focus on health, focus on, building skills. And because I have struggled it out in my own journey as well with consultancy ventures. In 2016, it's been my 10th year now.
Right.
So I want to tell, I am about to be 50 now. So I feel that, my next years should be more balanced. I should have a lot of time to think for myself. I should write a book. I should give it back. Even in all my podcasts, I try to give the truth about the true experience, my knowledge. I don't hide things from people. And I become more in a sense, I feel my happiness is beyond only numbers like money and getting a return on business. It's more about giving it back, seeing happy students, seeing happy startup founders, seeing happy people who got through an IPO through me, and making a money in the process. So my perspective has changed a lot.
All right. Let's rewind a little bit more and talk about how this journey of yours started.
My journey started because in 1992-94, when I was in 10th class, 12th class, I used to read a lot. And I used to read, and that time the US economy used to boom a lot, and there used to be articles coming in the newspaper. And I could see, this internet is there, and everybody is focusing on technology. Japan is focusing on technology. And then Sony we just brought a new video cassette player and VCR. And okay, new camera has come. So technology, everybody is focusing on technology. And then there was internet had come. So there was a .com boom which was happening. And secondly, I saw everyone talks about raising money, Wall Street. So definitely the world is governed by two people, either finance or technology. Or you become a politician. So, it's like either you have public money in control, or you have technology in control, or you are controlling the flow of money as a finance guy. So that set me to the path, and my father is an IITian. So he used to always talk about technology and how his friends had gone abroad and they became CEOs of companies, and he himself he was a civil engineer, and he used to construct roads for the government. He used to talk about how they construct roads. They use a lot of technology, and it's a whole process. And I got enchanted by it. And that's why, I did engineering. And after engineering, I had an option to move to the US in 1999. But I was also preparing for MBA, so I got through MBA. So, and the MBA was finance and it was Delhi University. So I said, okay, let me do this. And so that set me on finance.
Okay.
And till date, I'm doing finance only.
Okay. Wonderful. Your first gig and your transition to what you do now.
My first gig after MBA was actually I used to study in Vidya Mandir. Vidya Mandir was the first organized IIT entrance institute. And the three brothers were IITians, Manmohan Gupta ji, Shyam Mohan Gupta ji. So my father, being an IITian, he said that this is a very good business because you are training people for IIT. Till that time, IIT training was like a lot of individual teachers were there, but not coaching centers.
Right.
So he told me that once you pass out of MBA, let us set up a institute like Vidya Mandir. And that is when I took some money from him and I set up the first institute. And I got lucky because I met a professor of Delhi University, Delhi College of Engineering, Professor A.B. Mathur. And he was about to retire.
Achha.
So he said, I stay nearby your house and we can set up an institute in that area and I'll become your head of department. So he joined us and then everything started flowing. Like he brought more HODs and he organized the whole content system and we built a proper center with proper classes. Nobody had seen such a proper center in north side of Delhi. That is what set up going, and immediately in 1-2 years we made a lot of profit. And then I said, okay, let me open one more. So we opened in Rohini. And then within 2 years we recovered the money. And so we opened the third. But what happened was that by the time 5 years went by, we had 3 centers, all owned by us. So real estate was doing well.
Correct.
So we were sitting on good money and there were 800 students. So we were doing good. At that time, suddenly in north side of Delhi, Fitji came in, Akash came in, Shri Chaitanya from south came in, and Narayana Institute came in.
Oh, okay.
As soon as they came in, they poached on our teachers.
Okay.
And they started offering huge discounts to students. And their advertisements which used to come, they had a lot of selections in IITs because they had 50 centers, 100 centers. So, 100 center performance vis-a-vis 3 center performance. So suddenly, our teachers, earlier we were used to having proper classes on time, but the young teachers, they said, sir, we are getting more money there. And, they used to come late to the classes, the teachers. But the young guys, they're traveling here and there for classes.
True.
And so things became very difficult.
Okay.
And although intelligent students, we used to make a badge for them that, these students will bring us results. Suddenly, the other institutes, they started offering them free coaching. That you are intelligent, we'll put you in a separate batch and there will be free coaching. 100% discounting. So how do you compete with something like that when you have 3 centers? So we could not.
Right.
And we took a strategic decision, okay, let us talk to these 4 people. Either they buy us out or we put in more money in the business and open 3 more centers. So we spoke to Narayana, Chaitanya, we spoke to Akash and Fitji. And Narayana Institute offered us good money. They said, okay, you give us your 800 students and we'll pay you a good amount. In 2006, that was huge money.
Correct.
So that is how we exited from that.
All right. Let's talk about leadership and let's talk about how we can unlearn certain aspects of leadership, Tusharji. So when we look at how you think leadership roles have evolved through the three pillars, as I say, authority, power, and mentorship.
I'll give you an example.
Mm-hmm.
People think that the companies, they have well-defined power structures. Like for each designation, this is your power. So it is a misnomer because in today's times, the companies have KRAs and KPIs which are tied to the goals of the organization. And the goals of the organization are profit driven, but they also have other parameters.
Okay.
And you'll be surprised, a company like Amazon, they have parameters like of course how your department performed, but how many people left your team. And then when they left a note to the HR about their boss. That will also be taken into consideration when your performance is being judged as a boss.
True.
So it is not one controversial thing in Amazon. If your feedback is being taken by the HR, now a feedback about you from the other departments is also taken into official consideration. So you are tied up. So what I mean to say is ki, in today's times, whosoever can get the team to do the best work without affecting the culture, the morality, the motivation of the team is a better leader.
Okay.
And leadership has also meant that earlier times, like when I was a CFO, if I used to give instructions like that this has to be done this way, this has to be done this way, and then I realized that the private equity guy the owner sitting in the US is actually talking to other people in my company also. So end of the day, we as a whole are responsible towards what happens in India. And my role is not there as a as a keeper of designation, but it is more as what I deliver and how I motivate the team, how I keep my people happy, and how best the company can become equipped to even rise to do greater things.
Tusharji, how do you stay grounded when people look up to you for answers and validations?
See, my attitude is that I always focus on like what better, what more, and I never focus on like my past, what good things I did. Like मैं कभी भी ये नहीं सोचता कि मैं लोगों ने जो कमेंट्स डाले उसको पढ़ूं, फिर मैं उसके में से अच्छे कमेंट्स हैं मतलब उसके बारे में खुश हूं. फॉर मी इट इज लाइक कुछ लोग तारीफ करेंगे, कुछ लोग बुराई करेंगे. सम पीपल विल लाइक इट, सम पीपल विल नॉट लाइक इट, सम पीपल माइट वांट टू मीट यू, टू कॉन्टैक्ट यू, तो वो करेंगे. तो मतलब आई ऑलवेज लुक फॉरवर्ड
जी.
एंड पीछे जब मेरा कोई शूट होता है, पॉडकास्ट होता है, और मे बी देयर इज अ ग्रेट डील व्हिच आई हैव डन, आई ऑलवेज फील कि अगर आपने कुछ अच्छा काम किया है तो उसका आपको ऑटोमेटिकली पीपल विल रिकॉग्नाइज यू फॉर इट, एंड जो जेन्युइन लोग हैं दे विल कनेक्ट यू टू मोर जेन्युइन पीपल. वो ऑटोमेटिकली कर्मास चलते रहते हैं उसमें. बट इफ आई स्टार्ट फोकसिंग ऑन मुझे कितनी पॉपुलैरिटी मिली और कितने लोग ने मुझे अप्रोच किया और मुझे वो किया, then I lose sense of what I'm doing. And it is a very knowledge driven thing. Like, you have to keep on, even my company consultancy is a knowledge driven organization. Like we are into funding, we are into startup, we are into, management know-how, we are into mentoring. And even the podcasts which I do, they are all about knowledge. So for me, staying grounding is like part of my job.
I have this question for you because now we are discussing. It's a two-part question, Tusharji, and it just struck me. First, when it comes to leadership, what are the things you had to unlearn about leadership, which you had learned when you started hitting the ground running?
When I started after my college, I had very strange notions about leadership. I thought that, I used to imagine that people, live in fancy cubicles, fancy offices, and they are giving instructions and aise kar do, do this, come here, sit down, you go, bring me that. I used to think in those terms, typically out of college. And then as soon as I started getting responsibilities, like I joined Deloitte, and when I joined at a pretty mid manager level. And I realized these all juniors used to come to me, not for praising me, but they used to ask me questions. And they used to give me more problems. Sir, this problem happened, what to do? Sir, this problem happened, what to do? I became a problem solver. And, and then everything was knowledge driven there also. So end of the day, if I don't have knowledge, people are not respecting me. So end of the day, even if it was dealing with the seniors or it was dealing with the people below me, it was all about how good I am in the work I do.
I think to me, just to add to that is that leadership is about empowering your team. My first manager taught me that, unless you can prove to me that you can supersede me, I cannot prove my boss that I can supersede you. It's about empowerment. It's about, moving forward, so to say. And the question which I wanted to add on was about mentoring. A lot of people talk about mentoring. And I have a very different take. So I wanted to understand that from you. Because to me, mentoring is not about giving wisdom. At least, I think it's about creating a space where people can discover on their own. Do you agree to that?
Yes, I fully agree. And initially, I used to think that, explaining something to a person who you are mentoring, like, do this, do that, this is wise thing to do, Then when I took Bhagavad Gita classes for 2 years from ex-director HR of Hewlett-Packard India, that lady was told by Gita Press Gorakhpur to give free classes for Bhagavad Gita. And she was based in Bangalore and she used to do these classes. Then I realized you have to make people see life for what it is.
Correct.
And if you make people see life and the reality which they are not able to get in a particular situation, they will grow beyond their problems. And that is true empowerment.
Correct.
But that demands that you also should know about, the true tenets of life, about how to look towards life. And Bhagavad Gita is what, look at Krishna. Krishna never said, I am a god, so let me fight the war for you. He never said this to Arjuna. He was giving him answers for his, where he lagged. कि वो कहता है कि मेरे को हिम्मत नहीं आ रही ब्रदर्स से फाइट करने. So he told him, buddy, life is this. And since I am God, so I'm showing you life. But Krishna could have said, no, give me your weapons, you just sleep. I'll fight for you. But that is true mentoring. That, you have to empower people. You have to make them see where they are not able to see. And you have to make them confident, happy individuals.
Right.
It might mean that at some point in time, they might go on their own path. And maybe you never speak to them again for maybe how many years. But that is in their interest. That is, वो वैसे ही होना चाहिए.
Correct.
तो वो आपको करना पड़ता है. The same thing, I tell you, many times we find teachers who like there was a line I read about dealing with school principals. And one guy said dealing with a politician or an IAS is easier than dealing with a school principal. Because these people, they become sometimes too big for what they are doing, and they feel कि हमने तो इतने बच्चों को पढ़ा दिया, तो we are this and that, but they forget that that is your true responsibility of empowering students, of making them grow in their journey. तो उसमें बहुत giving approach रखनी पड़ती है.
Let's, as you are an entrepreneur, a leader, something which ties to that is conviction. When you have conviction, there is also loneliness attached to it, right? How difficult or how easy it is for you to hold firm to your truth when it is not widely being accepted?
It becomes very challenging because there is always a path which is popular. That you take this path and it is very popular and most people will accept it. But then there is a path which is actually in the good interest of most of those people and they don't know about it.
Correct.
But you are like, for example, the company in which I am a leader is not doing well. So we say, okay, let us cut costs. Now there is a way in which I retrench 30% people. There is another way in which I do a town hall and I tell all of them, let us reduce our salaries by 20%. And so that, we have good number of hands.
Beginning
and
with you.
Then we can earn more, beginning with me.
Yeah.
Yes. And now that is a very unpopular situation because most of the people will feel we are doing well. Why should we cut our salaries by 20%? But that is the right thing to do.
Tusharji, what does it cost emotionally for you when you hold on to a belief which others doubted? And has there been situations like that with you?
There has been. Sometimes my family didn't support.
I wanted to come to that because I think that's the closest which hits you hard.
Yeah, because I'll tell you, I used to work for a very small period of time in a telecom company which had political influence. And I was in treasury and I was a signatory to the checks of 100 crore or less. I was having signatory power of 100 crores checks, and that company was doing all kinds of wrong things under political influence. So I used to tell my family, I don't feel comfortable because today, under political influence, the public sector banks are lending us thousands of crores and this money is not going to go back. And I am a part of the team which signs and uses that money. So it is illegal, right? At the end of the day, I could see that. So my family used to say, buddy, everybody is doing a job. That, why are you bothering so much? It is the CEO's responsibility, the CFO's responsibility.
That's an interesting statement, and it's we get to hear it all the time. It's just a job. Has there been a time when the truth was not popular, but you still stuck by it?
This happened when I opened consultancy ventures. I used to have a very good sense about investing because I had worked earlier for Brand Capital, which was Times of India's venture arm. So I used to know that what is good as an investment versus what is popular, but might not do well. So I used to tell a lot of investors that, these are fancy companies, but they will not grow beyond a certain level. Many people used to think that, no, this is popular, so this will do well. And for example, just crypto. For example, crypto. Now, the US, because the dollar is the most popular currency and the world uses the dollar. 53% of global transactions happen in dollar. 20% happen in euro. Then another 5 to 10% in yen. And so they have to print a lot of it.
Correct.
Because of that printing, their own fiscal and monetary pressures are there all the time.
Right.
So they thought that because of our excess dollars, this money goes into asset classes. This goes into into gold, commodities, real estate, stock markets, and hence, we are not able to control the returns because this dollar is in a lot of hands. So they created a crypto. They said, okay, let us create a new thing which will be controlled by us, and in which those dollars can go, and we will be the initial holders of all these cryptocurrencies. So we will benefit the most from excess dollars. That was the logic. So in a way, replacing gold, because gold was out of their control, because any country can have gold mines. So it is not totally in US control. So I used to, when crypto came, I could see that it is not a currency because you can't use it. You can only trade it over an exchange. So I had very big reservations about it. But it always used to go up. So my clients used to tell me, buddy, keep your reservations with you. We are making a good return on this. So when it crashed from like almost 70% or 60%. That time I was validated. For many years, a lot of people lost a lot of money, but I was validated. But now the sad part is it again went up. So
there you go. So there is always this lines which are blurred at times. When we talk about conviction, ego also comes in at some point. How do you as a leader distinguish between ego and an authentic conviction?
See, many times in your team, there'll be people who are not really good in stuff like probably behaving with you a particular way, or bowing down to you, or respecting you all the time. But they are good in some other way. They know how to do work. They are good execution people. They are good for your company. But they are not good sitting when the whole team is sitting because they are too independent so it becomes a catch-22 situation, whether you bother about the culture of the company or you bother about how good you are looking as a leader. And so, it is said, that if you want to grow as a leader, you have to find better people than you to work under you. Right?
True.
If you find better people than you to work under you, then you are smart.
Right.
Because you can't be the smartest in the room all the time. So that is a bridge which needs to be crossed at some point in your life. When you say, yeah, I'm not the smartest and there are other smart people and I need to get those smart people to work for me, which is not easy. Maybe you are not able to afford them, but still you want them. That is a bridge you need to cross a lot of the time. And I'll tell you, there is one thing which I've learned which is counter-intuitive. Although I do a lot of podcasting and I'm visible a lot, but frankly, you have to let the limelight go to other people also.
Yeah, and I
in your
think
team.
Also I think what really matters is that for me, like when I have conversations, a lot of people ask me. For me, the biggest takeaway is that as we say in between us, make every conversation count. If even one conversation can create an impact, I think for me that's the best takeaway for me. Right? Let's touch upon. We've spoken about conviction. We've spoken about leadership. Let's talk about an important aspect of a leader. We're talking about spiritual and emotional anchor, right? Are there any personal inner practices, whether it's in terms of meditation, reading, that have helped you remain very centered?
Uh, Actually, I do a lot of these practices.
Okay.
And I'm deeply into it all the time.
Hmm.
Although because of some stressful phase in the past, I lost touch with a lot of these things.
Mhm.
And I used to eat a lot. So that's why my weight increased. But, I'll tell you, for example, from 2012 to 2017, 5 years, I did 1 hour yoga every day in the morning without missing one day. Then from 2017 onwards, for 2 years, I attended Bhagavad Gita classes. And, the classes were not like a normal class.
Right.
It was 3 hours discussing only 2 mantras in that 3 hours, 2 shlokas. And at the end of it, you had to give a takeaway. And then the teacher can ask you, Tushar, what did you understand? If you missed one class, you are out of the class. You cannot attend it further. You can't miss any class. So it was totally disciplined, and attending 2 mantras in 3 hours, 2 shlokas, understanding them, said, my God, what a wealth of, like Nalanda burned for 6 months, Takshila burned for 1 year. The amount of information.
True.
And second thing is I do meditation. And there are 2 types of meditation which I do. One is I just close my eyes, sit in a quiet room, and I observe my thoughts.
Okay.
And that made me realize that I am very emotional about a few things which keep on getting repeated in my mind. So I'm attached to some things in my past. So that made me let go of those things.
Right.
Earlier, I didn't used to realize those patterns. But once I started meditating, I realized those patterns, that these patterns repeat for me. The second thing is I'm a singer since school. So singing is like a meditation for me. If I'm just sitting in a room, I'm singing a Hindi song, and my kids are not there to disturb me. And after like half an hour, 1 hour, I feel like Pandit Ravi Shankar. I feel connected to God. And third thing is, since school time, I read a lot. I'm very insecure about my knowledge. I open 5 websites, standard websites, 5 times in a day. I don't go deep into the articles. I just see what is happening. Sometimes I go when there is a nice article. So there is Mr. Mateen Khalid, who's a Pakistani living in Dubai. He writes very well on financial markets. Mr. Ritesh Jain, his fund is in Canada. And he looks at markets from the way how money moves. Right?
Correct.
That is his uniqueness. Third thing is that there's a magazine called Swarajya. Swarajya is the same magazine which was set up in independence era. And now it has been revived. And they talk about Hinduism. They talk about Indian nationality. They talk about, how to make us better again as people. And fourth and fifth, I read about economic times and financial markets.
There is a emotional dimension to a leadership philosophy. What is that when you look at leadership? Because we live in a world which celebrates only outcomes. So, can you share something around that?
It's very difficult nowadays to connect emotionally with people.
Okay.
And there are many reasons to it, but the biggest reasons are that people are not present when they are present. Their mind is into Instagram, YouTube, some movie, or like people are very disconnected and we belong to a generation. When I met you for the first time, I would have warmly greeted you, hugged you, and said, "Okay, nice to meet you," and then probably tried to understand who you are as a person. That space is not there with a lot of youngsters nowadays. They feel that their time is more important than the time of others, and this Instagram thing, they feel like celebrities in their mind when they are not. So they feel they deserve more even while they are not doing more. So for me, connecting with someone is very important. If we are going to work together, we have to connect and understand where we are coming from. For example, when I pick a person, I mostly pick it from tier 2 towns, from outside Delhi. Generally, people who study in the cities, they are more entitlement oriented.
Correct.
And they don't realize that, I'll give an example. Yesterday, 2 days back, I was sitting with a friend who's a CEO of an IT company owned by Bain. So I had got a guy placed in that company because that lady needed help, and she was a Brahma Kumari, and my wife is also a BK. So I helped her out. Now this guy and I was sitting, and he said, "यार वो बंदा जो तूने जॉब में लगवाया था, वो कहता है कि मैं 10 बजे पहले से सुबह काम नहीं करूंगा, मैं 10 o'clock ही काम स्टार्ट करूं." I said, "Okay, so Bain का क्या पॉलिसी है?" कहता है, "बेन की पॉलिसी नहीं है कि आप सुबह काम करो आप 10 बजे के बाद करो, बट जब आपका प्रोडक्ट रिलीज होता है, देयर इज अ 3-day टेस्टिंग which happens 24/7. Then is it that his boss will be working at 6 a.m. but he will not be available?"
Correct.
So that is the emotional connect which one has to do to make people see reason, and also because as a team it is more healthier, and I feel that you can attain more goals of your life if you work more holistically together.
So Tusharji, we come to the last part of the first segment of what matters, and I think this is very important, probably the most important aspect, which is perception, and we are either understood or misunderstood. First question to you is, have you ever chosen to stay silent when you have been misrepresented, and why?
Well, my personal style of working is that when I'm working with other people, in most of the matters where I need to spend a lot of energy to explain myself, I would rather not do it. I would rather tell people that, listen, I did something for the larger interest, for the larger benefit of everybody. And time will prove that I was right. And this is the way you do something really on the ground for people. Like, there's a dam getting built, and a political leader will always face brickbats because a lot of people are getting displaced. But end of the day, once the dam gets built, a lot of water comes in, a lot of land becomes, gets under irrigation. People get electricity, and then people realize, okay, it was for our benefit. Otherwise, you will never be able to build something faster and also something good for a lot of people if you keep on stopping on the way and answering people who ask you questions.
Do you also feel that one's personal values are not fully captured by public perception?
In the long term, they are captured. But in the short term, people by nature are very cynical. They always believe that, as a public perception, people always want to feel that, the negative things are more true and the positive things are not so true.
True.
But it's when you actually know a person personally, then you realize that many of them are also dealing with the same situation, which probably you have dealt in the past, or so everybody is trying to balance it out.
Okay. What does it mean, Tusharji, to carry your truth quietly within you and without needing any kind of external validation? And I think this goes beyond just leadership.
I feel it's a very spiritual question that, deep down as a person, you know that you will never cross your principles. You will never cross your dharma. And hence, you only know that you know who you are as a person. But, I feel that because there is a sixth sense in each of us, even if we don't say and prove ourselves, we are quiet. But I guess human beings by their very nature are, we are very perceptive people. So we are able to make out ki, no, this guy he's not saying much, but he doesn't mean harm. And he's probably going to do the right thing.
Okay.
And there is a lot of noise, Santosh, so many screens, so much content, everybody shouting. I used to write a blog called Indus Churning, and that blog was had 2.6 million hits. And there were 59 articles. I used to write about a lot of nationalistic things and Hinduism, and it was 2013-14 when Modi ji was trying to come in, and there was a lot of political action happening. And that blog was corrupted by Russian hackers. And that time my blog was so famous that a friend of mine was flying and he was talking about politics to some stranger. And the stranger quoted my blog. He said, "Have you read Tushar Kansal's blog, Indus Churning?" So it became that popular. So CNN News 18 used to call me for 9 p.m. primetime discussions on politics. Nobody lets you speak on those discussions. I mean, there was some political party head from some state, and as soon as you start to speak, somebody will cut you. And so, what I'm trying to say is that that beyond the noise, there is the truth. And that's, you have to be silent sometimes.
Tell me something, and this is personal and professional. Have there been moments when you have gotten clarity when you slowed down?
It's quite strange that you asked that question, because it is so true that once we look back at things, we find things to be different than we had thought they were. So today when I look back and over some of my mistakes, like in one company, I fought with my boss openly in front of others, shouting. Today I look back, okay, in many years after that, I used to feel I was right. This guy was wrong and I did the right thing. He was not behaving properly. But today I look back and I always feel that I should have quietly went to the director above that boss and told him, please change my department. And I should not have got into that situation in front of others. And so naturally, when you in hindsight, you are better able to get perception about things in your life. And, sometimes I look back and today I feel that no, that boss was right on many things. I was wrong. So
how do you view ambition today vis-a-vis from your younger days?
I used to be super ambitious. Like I did engineering, then I prepared for MBA, then I got through MBA. Then I wanted to do a business to earn money. So instead of doing a job, I got very good offers. I joined my father. Money. I wanted money. And then after that, once I sold off my business, my wife and I were classmates in MBA. So she was doing a job in SBI Capital. So she told me, Tushar, the markets are doing awesome. So for some time you do a job, you learn more, then plan another business. So that's why I joined Deloitte. And I was lucky I got through Deloitte after 6 years of business. So I was very ambitious, and that is why every time, today probably I would again look back and say I was wrong. Whenever I got a better opportunity, I changed my job. From Deloitte, I moved to Brand Capital. They offered me double salary. From Brand Capital, I moved to MTS. They made me deputy director of a 10,000 crore company. So from there, I moved to CFO. And every time my previous bosses, they never liked that I that I switched. So, but today my ambition is different. Today I feel that okay, money is one part of it. Probably I should not have changed Deloitte so fast. Probably I should not have left my Russian company for the CFO position. Now I look back, and even in my business, I feel that if I'm able to make an impact with, like today we have made an impact with 5,000 startups and SMEs. I always feel that I feel very happy about it. That impact has not only about capital. It has also been about network. It has also been about our talks, our podcasts, our knowledge sessions. It has also been across platforms. And it has also been across countries for the 51 shows which I did with Venture Capital TV. So I feel very satisfied and my ambition is also toned down. I want to do happier things and not only make returns on investment but a larger meaning to it.
Actually, we are all happier when we feel a little more financially secure, I guess.
Yeah, once you are secured, then you are able to do better creative things. You are able to better define yourself.
All right. With that, we come to the end of our first segment, What Matters. We move to our second segment, What's Brewing. So, Tusharji, let's look at the current energy you are in. What is a personal or professional challenge that you are currently sitting with?
I am constantly sitting with the challenge that I want to move on to create my own VC fund. But I don't want partners. I want to do it alone. And I have example in front of a person who's doing it alone. But I look at him and I always feel, sorry, I can't do it that way, the way he's doing it. So my current challenge is I can raise money. I can open a fund. I can raise money. I have my brand in the market. I have my goodwill in the market.
Correct.
But I'm kind of not sure about many things, like whether I do want to do it for pre-IPO, whether I want to do it for startups, so for me, again, as a personal choice, knowledge comes first. So that is why I always keep on giving more time to podcasts, for judging sessions, for panel discussions, for students, for universities, for startup founders. So my balancing is going on all the time. But, end of the day, I have to open a VC fund.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
What's that one truth you are exploring right now that you feel maybe too early to talk publicly?
That the world has gone too much towards technology. We are not realizing it because the algorithms are getting us hooked 10 hours a day. And in our mind, we are feeling happy because we are consuming all that content. And it's so addictive. Nighttime, when my daughter is having a tuition and I'm in my room, those YouTube shorts, those Instagram reels, they are so addictive. Person can open, somebody like a disciplinarian, like my sister's husband. He was never hooked into mobiles, but the algorithms have caught him also. He used to tell me that he keeps his mobile on charging and doesn't approach it. He keeps it there only, but they have caught him also. So, digital detox has to come in. It has to come in. People's eyes are watering, head is perpetually under headache, and we have this bending neck syndrome, and we are becoming zombies. I'll give you it's not popular again what I'm saying, but I'm saying the truth. Social media, reels, shorts, social media made us lose our social skills.
True.
Because we don't want to sit with other people anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
It's changed the way we look at relationships. We look at how we conduct ourselves. I mean, it's just, what is that one thing that you have recently changed your mind about?
I used to think that probably I'll send my children abroad. But my sister has been living in London for 7 years, and her kids are in US for working there. And a lot of my cousins are in UK, Hong Kong, Australia, Singapore, Malaysia. So I feel that as long as it is to gain something, like a better degree, better knowledge, it is good, because the universities are good, many of them. But if it is about having a more enriching life, which is not only about money, but it is also about quality of life, probably, I'll make them global citizens, world citizens, but probably I won't tell them to settle abroad.
Yeah.
Probably a good city in India.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where you have more chances to go to do a global thing, but still, serve India, serve your religion, and
Tusharji,
Mumbai, Bangalore, Gurgaon, but Bangalore, live near your office.
That's the holy grail everywhere.
Yeah.
Gurgaon is small enough to have offices.
I've seen some Indians, a lot of them tell me that we want to be nearby India. So, Singapore, Malaysia, Hong Kong, Dubai.
ये कैसा nearby है पता नहीं है.
हाँ, मतलब 3-4 hours you can come to India. So, ऐसा कुछ
I
एक
think
mindset.
I am very hopeful of India, Bharat. I believe that we have 1 billion plus population. We have the youngest population in the world by far. And I think we are becoming innovative. We're becoming exciting. We have great VCs coming up in you. I think there are no dearth of ideas, and there will not be any dearth of support too. On that note, I am a startup myself. I have worked in a startup. I have serviced enterprises. Here's my question for you. There are a lot of buzzwords around startup. There are different policy making bodies. Somehow I feel that the policies are great on paper. The implementation still requires a lot of work. Do you agree?
Well, I agree with you. But, the sad thing is that more than 50% of the problem is not having a good contract enforcement.
Okay.
The police system, the judiciary system, very painful, slow, very costly, requires lawyers, very undependable, dates are coming, going. So one is not mentally free to do a business because if your contracts are not holding up. So you have to do a lot of working on relationships and working jugards, and you have to do a lot of things apart from your normal business. Like, if I were to tell you that today a startup requires a lot of creativity. Creativity is required. But what if the contracts which you have signed with your vendors, customers, with your employees, they are not holding up?
True.
What do? That's when you always say India is bad. And that is when you always say, no, सिंगापुर में तो जो होता है वो होता है, दुबई में तो एक बार लोग वर्ड देते हैं, कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करते हैं तो होता है. Then that's when you... So 50% of the problem is that. The other 50% is that we are still a capital deficient country. There are a few startups which are getting bulk of the money. The others are getting trickles. So, like 20 lakhs, 25 lakhs. The reality is starkly different. The reality is making a brand in today's market in India, where there are a whole lot of brands, where the middle class is shallow, and where everybody has to fight more because we are price sensitive. Indians are very price sensitive, and we are quality sensitive. And we are exposed to the West through English language and through all the smartphones. So our aspirationally, we are there. So fighting in this kind of market requires a lot of money. So the double effect is you require a lot of money for this market. It is available less. At the same time, the contracts are not holding up. And at the same time, how to say, that end of the day you are competing with foreign companies also, because we are English speaking, so we have all foreign companies also coming in.
All right, Tusharji, we reached the final segment. It's called Rapid Fire. And quick answers, short answers, but if you would like to, you can expand. We begin with this or that. Conviction or consensus?
Conviction.
Intuition or analysis?
Intuition backed by analysis.
Building legacy or building scale?
Building scale.
Which probably in turn will
build legacy.
What part of yourself have you grown into rather than out?
I am not very confident around people who are only wanting to talk professional stuff. I am more a people's person. I like to talk about here and there. Okay, what does your family do? How did you come into this? So I have grown into being a professional over a long period of time. But it has taken a lot of effort.
If you could whisper one sentence into the ear of your 30-year-old self, what would it be?
It would be, don't take your setbacks very seriously. Just learn from them and move on. Nobody is there watching your life 24/7. Everybody has their own life. And so, don't take anybody which disturbs your inherent state of mind. Don't do it.
What's a belief that you hold on that would surprise your younger self?
The belief that you have to be very serious about some things all the time, which includes not talking lightly about stuff which is related to ethics, which is related to character, which is related to poor people, which is related to people who never had the basic amenities in life. So never talk non-serious about those things.
All right. Is there a book that you keep returning to?
Yes. Since I took Bhagavad Gita classes, so it is very difficult for me to read the Hindi part of it, because on each shloka I have to go deep and it takes a lot of... But I have an English version. So I keep reading that and I keep on realizing that it is the best management book ever written. Because it tells you about life.
Correct.
So,
one thing that people get totally wrong about you.
So people feel that I'm doing, I don't know what I'm doing, that I have so many videos and I have so many, I'm always seen that, I've done TV and so they get that, they're not even understand what you do actually. So some people think I'm only a venture capitalist. Some people think I only do talks and shows. So there are a lot of misnomers which people have about me. But the thing is that I do knowledge-driven things all the time. Whether it is talks, podcasts, shows, or giving mentoring sessions, or funding. Even during funding, I will try to do a best deal for my client. And so I do keep all these things.
If your life were a podcast episode title, other than this one, what would it be?
It will be from the lightest person in the room to being the wisest.
From the lightest person in the room to the wisest. Tusharji, that is it for today's episode. Thank you so much for your time. I think just as you run a knowledge management consulting firm, you are an ocean of knowledge, because I believe that we never stop learning in life. I'm looking forward to doing another episode, maybe after a break. And of course, our conversations will continue. Absolute pleasure to have you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you so much, Santosh, for having me. And we have been in touch since some time.
Yes.
And we have held talks about, we've held conversations about so many different things. And I remember one day you were telling me about the US political policies, and it was totally amazing. And so I thank you so much for having me on your show. I have never been onto a show which goes deeper into decision making, mindsets, about how you look at life and analyze life. So I just loved coming to your show, and thank you once again for having me.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thank you. So that was Tushar Kansal ji. He has had an interesting journey. As a matter of fact, I'm really looking forward to his next chapter, being an independent VC fund. I think personally, my takeaway from this episode has been that not all clarity comes from action. Sometimes it comes from our stillness. As I wrap up this conversation, I've realized one thing, that leadership is not just about being seen. It's something which is quietly carried forward. At Between Us, we always say that the most important story is the one we tell ourselves. And how we tell those stories shapes people around us, the world around us. I think Tushar Kansal ji is slowly and steadily building a story which would not only impact people around us, but also himself. And as always, until next time, stay safe, stay healthy.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Between Us podcast. The producer is Santosh Kumar and the associate producer is Samyak Kamble. The Between Us podcast uploads episodes weekly, and we'll see you next time.